In response to the kidnapping of the three yeshiva boys, I wanted to express my concern that there should be a unified prayer, giving of charity and study of Torah in honor and for the sake and the merit of the three captured boys. I saw in a video from my good friend Gutman Locks that there was a major gathering at the Koisel Marovi where all Jews from all walks of life in tens of thousands came, prayed, gave charity, and ostensibly studied Torah in the merit of the safety of the three boys. And I want to add that all the good deeds that we will do amongst ourselves and for the sake of the world will help these three pure souls. For we live in a cruel world where people are not impressed by holiness and goodness. And therefore, if there is no response, we have to have what is called Meinjulik, Meinganev. The government cannot condone acts of terror or violence. However, that doesn't mean that the government has to go ahead and prevent anyone from who wants to go ahead and to do things that would become deterrents for further kidnappings. I'll give you an example. During the War of Independence, or what led to the War of Independence, the British captured some members of the Irgun and sentenced them to death. Menachem Begin didn't just threaten the British, he actually sent Irgun members to capture British soldiers, and that if any Jew was to be killed, that the soldier would be held accountable for the actions of his government. And by the way, it worked. It served as a deterrent for further killings. Hamas is not deterred by protocol, by niceness, by fine citizenry. Hamas is a bunch of thugs. With a thug, you have to speak thug language. If the leaders of Hamas would be captured tomorrow and held in a cage so that everybody can see them, or at least on a video, and Hamas would be told that if a hair on the head of the three boys would be taken, then an equivalent activity would go onto these three Hamas members, these leaders. I think that this would serve as a deterrent that would be much, much more effective than doing anything to people in a jail. And if the government can't do this, then they have to have their own thugs, their own ganovim. Someone once mentioned to the Imre Emes that some of his Hasidim were not among the finest of the intelligentsia of the Jewish people, that their practices were kind of rough. So his response was, it says, as medavnim ganif, nempten marop from the tliya. If you need a thief, you take him off of the hang noose. Where am I supposed to get a gun if I need one? So therefore I have to have my own. Just as I have my own scholars, my own Hasidim, my own Kabbalist, sometimes I need a ganif. The government is not a government of thugs. But sometimes the government has to have their own thugs. And the message has got to be clear. You fool around with a Jewish soul, 3 young boys going to yeshiva, you're going to have to pay for it. That's the message that has to be sent. You can't just go ahead and, storm around and pound your fists on the table. Doesn't impress anybody. Leaders of Hamas, leaders of the Waqf, should be frightened that a Jew is out there looking for them.